This is Eyewitness News, the news leader, with Phil Lipoff and Michelle Charlesworth, Jessica Taft with sports, and Jeff Smith with the exclusive AccuWeather forecast. Now, Eyewitness News, Sunday morning.
Next on Eyewitness News on the Sunday morning, tips for future success. An expert with us says things will start to look up when you change your mindset.
Welcome back. Immobilized, fearful, uncertain, just some of the words that Americans are using these days to describe their future in this difficult economy. Joining us this morning with some tips on changing your mindset for the better is corporate anthropologist Andrea Simon. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, I take it as a corporate anthropologist, you study cultural shifts and how they affect business. Is that accurate?
That's correct. And we do it with participant observation with a heavy emphasis on seeing and feeling things, because people have a very difficult time telling us what they're actually doing. And so we try to get into their minds and find the implicit meanings. Often we take them out of their offices. Sitting inside is very difficult as well.
Yeah, there's so much to study these days with this economic shift that we're all living through right now. One thing you say is you are not what you do or did. For a lot of people, you get to a certain age and it's difficult adjusting. It's not that easy. So how do you propose that they do that?
You know, people come to me and they say, I'm a builder, or I'm a banker, or I'm a printer, or I'm a publisher, and that puts them into a hole that's very difficult to dig out of. And they say the same thing about their company, and it becomes part of their story. So the first thing we tell them is, you're not what you do, and you're not what you did. You have enormous opportunities to repurpose all that talent. And every time we work with someone, we begin to see enormous flexibility and talent that they can now apply to new settings.
Yeah, but it's not that easy sometimes for people to get there. You also say that change is literally pain, and I'm assuming the point there is changing direction is never easy, right?
Well, you know, the neurosciences are teaching us that the brain really is working very hard when it's changing, and it creates lots of chemistry that feels like pain. So it literally is that the brain says change is pain. Now, once you accept that and you begin to move forward, man, it opens it up in new ways where the brain isn't fighting it, and you can learn new things. The last thing you want to feel is incompetent. And so once you accept it, for some reason, you now can deal with it.
There's a lot of talk right now, obviously, about the stimulus package and how, you know, they're hoping that it creates jobs. There are a lot of people out there who might want one of those jobs. How do you suggest they go about changing their outlook, changing the way they present themselves to get one of those jobs? You
know, we take people exploring. You have to get out of your house or your office or wherever you're sitting today and begin to go see things in new ways. Go look at different industries. If you're going to repurpose yourself, you can find all sorts of opportunities where you can take your talents and place them in new ways. And your lifestyle that was so habited, you knew exactly how to do things in a predictable way, you can change it. But you need to go exploring. And once you start, the journey becomes very exciting.
And what do you mean by deal with groupthink?
Well, you know, society loves it because it's orderly, and we think in a way, and we share the same words, and you and I know what we're talking about. When you're all of a sudden on your own, who are you going to think with? So what you don't want to see happen is that the same people who you always associated with guide your thinking, and they can't tell you anymore. You have to go explore it yourself.
Good advice. So many people, I'm sure, watching this and thanking you for that, given what's happening with these economic times. Andrea Simon, thank you very much. And just in case you want our viewers out there more information on what we just chatted about, we've put these tips on our website, 7online.com. You can click on the See It on TV link on the upper right side of the page, and you'll see weekend morning interviews and tips. We're going to be right back with a look at this morning's top stories. Stick around.